Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Getting up today, getting ready to ship some slides off. Have a morning snack. Figured I'd talk 2A is the way with it all this morning. Rizoku, what's going on? Omar, how you doing? Where are we sending this bad boy off to today? Wisconsin. Some cool guy in Wisconsin wants a Stiffler SM-17 slide. How is everyone this morning? Hope you've all had some light breakfast, some water, stay hydrated. You can't move and groove if you're not hydrated. There we are. Showing off a few different ones. Finally got a swap out at the shop. Our SM-17 Zoom in bright purple. SM-19 Viper in gold. And as you can see, we have shot this one. SM-19 Zoom in Space War. SM-19 Hellet in shimmer aluminum. The Turbo 19 in OD camo. Mil-spec OD green, desert sand, and Glock FDE. With an ELD performance barrel and an SCT manufacturing parts kit, and that is a Siley Wolfex Pro on the top, along with some Glock OEM sights. Another Zoom here in Hunter Orange and Graphite Black Tiger Stripe. I'm sure there's a Bengals fan out there that might like it. And our White Lightning with Arctic White and Graphite Black. The stencils we use are from Tactical Penguin. Oh, here we are. Let's get this all packaged up. And same day shipping. You gotta love that. I mean, he ordered it at like 2 a.m., so you know. There we go. Let's get that all printed out. And for those of you that are unaware, happy Constitution Day and Citizenship Day. Today recognizes the signing of the United States Constitution on September 17th, 1787, and honors new and existing U.S. citizens. And as citizens, you all have constitutional rights, like the right to carry. And you may project and profess those rights as well in free speech. Though up until recently, without threat. Still working on the SM26 turbo slide. Made a few changes from our initial machining. Hoping to get that out soon though. Once we're happy with it, that's when it'll get out. Not before. I've had a few people say, well, it's probably good to go now. And, well, yeah, probably. But probably is not good enough. Before we released our Leonidas, we put 1,500 rounds through it. Made sure. The Armsman, what's going on, bro? I'm shipping out some slides to Wisconsin this morning. Happy Constitution Day to you. And to you all. There we are. Now for the polymer bag. Every Stiffler slide gets wrapped up in bubble wrap, put in a plastic box to protect it from shock during shipping, and sealed in a polymer bag to protect it from moisture. And a nice little Fragile sticker. If you know that joke, congratulations. We're all old and or watch the same Christmas movie every year. If you have any questions or comments, feel free. Happy to answer any questions about the slides. Some 2A stuff if I can. Florida is now allowing open carry without needing a fishing pole, so that's pretty awesome. California, on the other hand, is banning all new Glock sales coming July 1st, 2026. And they're also trying to turn all barrels that are detachable, such as your pistol barrel, into FFL background check items. There we go. All packaged and ready to go. Absolutely, Armsman, absolutely. And honestly, a lot of respect goes out to everybody who went out there with their fishing rods and tackle and walked around in public. I know they stirred up a lot of stupid feelings, but they did a great service into pushing constitutional rights in Florida. They should all be commended. some of us who live in more constitutional carry states, I feel that we have taken for granted our right to carry as we please, whereas other states still live under oppression. Indica, how are you doing? Thinking about getting a Glock 19 Gen 3? Any opinions or better recommendations? I will always say, start with Glock OEM. Get yourself an OEM slide. If you have not done anything beyond OEM, start with OEM. Then, once you're ready to start building or modifying, then head on and get a Stiffler. Of course, I'm biased, but we do make our slides out of 17-4 stainless steel from scratch and do all of the Cerakote in-house. So if you hadn't had a Glock 19 before, or you've never shot Glocks before, definitely recommend getting an OEM first, and then afterwards start getting some aftermarket parts. Once you get familiar with it, then move up to building and modifying. That said, if you just want to run and go, get a PSA dagger lower, grab a Stiffler Manufacturing complete, and slap them on and go to work. Some complete like this, slaps right on. Thank you. And there we go, right on a frame. And right off a frame, unlike certain people who were involved in the ATF. We are doing a sale in October. We're going to call it Glocktober. We didn't come up with that. That has long existed. But it'll be our Glocktober sale. And I can tell you at least Hunter Orange will be on sale. Experts, that is, the armsman. But there should be another color. Let's see, how many days do we have left? Exactly 2 weeks. So in exactly 2 weeks, the sale is live. Well, from what I understand, the new Glock ban is going to start July 1st, 2026, but I'm hoping it gets shut down in the courts. Now, all of ours are Gen 3, so that's good for Californians who already have their Gen 3s. We are planning on making Gen 5 at some point, but everything's Gen 3 at the moment. So it is compliant. Now, from what I understand, it's only banning new Glocks and new clones. It's not banning slides or parts, so you should still be able to modify the builds you have. That said, always check with your local California attorneys to be sure. Instructor George, what's going on? Having a light morning meal, talking about slides, drinking some water, and wishing everyone a happy Constitution Day. Free speech, the Second Amendment, true American ideals. Yep, all Glocks and Glock clones. So things like, shadow systems, PSA. I think the SCT too, if they're complete. Of course, any of the others, Grit Grips, Geisler. Absolutely, Zogo. Drink water. Double tap that screen. Click that like button. Help build the two-way wall and beat the algorithm. Thank you so much, Indica. Thank you for popping by. It's greatly appreciated. Oh, awesome. I was just telling Indica, who was just leaving, but people ask all the time, like, hey, what should I start with? And some want to get building before they start with OEM. And I have to recommend start with OEM and then work your way into building. Build a foundation. Get yourself that base. And some people might be shocked by that. They might say, well, hey, shouldn't you be pushing your slides? And it's like, yes, we should. But we want people to be able to make good builds. We want people to be safe and experienced. Start with OEM, then pick up a Stiffler slide. That way you know what you're doing, you know what right feels like, so when you're making your build, when you're doing your modifications, you know what you're supposed to be doing. A lot of people's problems, they're inexperienced, they're buying cheap parts, they haven't built a foundation on pistol marksmanship. We get more than a few people who, they're like, hey, I'm having a problem, they show us a video, and they're literally limp wristing it. And it's like, well, you need to work on your basic pistol marksmanship first, and then you can start going into, hey, why doesn't this work? Exactly. Experience, evaluate, evolve. And I know that sometimes throws people out. They're like, well, you want us to spend money somewhere else and not with you first? No, of course I want your money. We're a business. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to have a negative experience. You need to start with OEM first and work your way into building, into modifying. Oh, because of the cool factor. And don't get me wrong, we at Stiffler Manufacturing certainly have that cool factor. People do get stiff with Stiffler. But there's an element of safety and experience that needs to be applied first. But why? Because we just feel it's the best way to do it. Don't get me wrong. You could slap this on a frame and it'll run. But if you're just taking a strip slide, you don't know what you're doing, you're never fired a Glock before, you're easily going to make mistakes. And then, out of the typical customer reaction that America has evolved over the last 50 plus years, they immediately blame the business or the product or the parts for their mistake. And when it's something involving firearms, it needs you to have a bit more critical thinking than that, than the average, let's say, Karen customer at Walmart. Or say a Ross. My God, the things I have seen. Locked the end loaded DTV. What's going on, my man? Nothing for the 22 yet. We hope to do some more in the future. Right now it's just the 19, the 17. We're doing final work on the 26, and after we finish the 26, it'll be the 43. After the 43, I'm not quite sure where we're going. Could be the 48. We could start doing Gen 5s. Could maybe start doing 40, 45, or 10 millimeter. We'll see where the market goes. We'll see where the customer interest is, and we'll figure out which slide we're making after that. Right on. Well, I only have one 17 here at the moment. This is our kind of standard style. No porting, front grip serrations. Does come with an RMR or Trijicana RMR flat optic cut with an aluminum RMR cover plate. Here is what that flat optic cut looks like. These are Gen 3, but you can make them fit on a Gen 5. Just swap that back plate. Take a look at a few videos, or it'll show you how to do it. The great thing about Glock is they are basically Legos. You change a few parts and all of a sudden stuff fits on whatever. I've seen people put 19s on a 26. Glock is just Legos. Of course, it takes a little bit of finagling, but you know, Zanti, what's going on? A little bit of experience, and you'll make mistakes, and that's all right, so long as you are making those mistakes safely. Safe range testing. Use that iPro ear pearl, you know, get some gloves. Point that weapon in the safe direction. We occasionally do collabs. Reach out to us at sales@stifflermanufacturing.com and let us know what your plan is for a collab, what kind of build you're trying to do, what kind of content you're thinking about doing. And we approve them on a case-by-case basis. Just need to know a little bit about what you're trying to do, how long your content's going to be, what kind of content it'll be, what your experience is. Oh, yeah, I had to dip out on that. I was getting way too tired last night, Zanti. Congrats on the win. Actually, now that we've breached, well, we're over 1,300 now, but we still need to set up that giveaway. And I just want to make sure we're not going to get screwed on YouTube for doing it, you know? We should be fine. I don't know. That, and we still have to make the slide. I'm thinking red. Something in red. Oh, and I can say that we have now produced 30,000 slides. So, yeah, we are up to 30,000 slides. How awesome is that? Well, we're allowing any of the subscribers to pop in and be part of the giveaway. And that's 1,300 people if they potentially show up. But per ITAR regulations, we can't ship outside of the United States anyway. We even have that in our live description disclaimers now. U.S. International Traffic in Arms Regulations. We do not ship overseas. Stiffler Manufacturing, LLC only ships products within the United States of America and its territories per ITAR and the U.S. Department of State's Directorate of Defense Trade Controls, DDTC. Disclaimers, people. They'll help you. A tripod to Russia? What? That's wired. Further disclaimers: we do not sell firearms. Stiffler Manufacturing is a veteran-owned business registered in the state of Arizona that has a physical brick-and-mortar workshop and online retail store. We sell products that are lawful in all 50 states and are not restricted by any federal law. Oh yeah. This YouTube live video may contain copyright material in accordance with the fair use doctrine under U.S. copyright law. The content is intended for education, commentary, and criticism to further discussion and meaningful discourse. And yep, that's disclaimers. I've heard that before, actually, George. I used to be the guy they would tap to like read award ceremonies and crap for the Army, do announcements and whatever. It was neat, but also annoying because I was always the guy they tapped. I wouldn't say I'm the best public speaker or orator, but I do all right with some prep work. Oh, locked in, loaded DTV. If you didn't hear me earlier, oh, sorry. I saw the question mark. I thought that was earlier. Everything made in-house along with custom painting? Absolutely. Yep, this is the bars of steel we use, 17-4 stainless. We mill these down into these slides, and we do all the Cerakote work in-house. Reveille. The dress code for today is as follows: spandex and assless chaps. Though my favorite has to be the Glock disclaimer, because we actually had to talk with the Glock attorneys about that one. This product is not manufactured, authorized, endorsed, or warranted by Glock. Glock does not warrant or represent that this product is compatible with Glock pistols. Glock is federally registered trademark of Glock Incorporated and is one of the many trademarks registered by Glock Incorporated and Glock Lots of Letters from Europe. Neither Stiffler Manufacturing nor this YouTube page are affiliated in any manner with or otherwise endorsed by Glock Incorporated and Glock of Lots of Letters from Europe. The use of Glock on this video is merely to advertise the sale of pistols, parts, components, or accessories that are compatible with Glock. For genuine Glock Incorporated and Glock Lots of Letters from Europe products and parts, please visit Glock.com. Right on, George. Have a good one. Glock is jealous. Maybe, I don't know. They're doing some new stuff. Right on, Locked and Loaded DTV. Or Loaded TV. There we go. Yeah, reach out to us at sales at stifflermanufacturing.com. Just hit up our website, hit the contact page, or email us directly. Let us know what your plan is for a collab, and we might approve it. You are absolutely right, Armsman. They do not play around, and their attorneys are always on watch, and yet we still see businesses making the same mistakes even we made. And we've told people about it. Hey, fix this stuff, and Glock will reach out to you eventually. They'll find your product and they'll reach out to you. For example, there's a reason our slides can't be called G17, G19. They are SM17, SM19, SM26, SM43. And that's because Glock has copyrighted the letter and number code for their guns. So G19 is copyrighted by Glock. Now you can say things for G19, works with G19, compatible with G19. You can't say G19 directly. Yep, that is a no-no. Small morning today. I mean, you know, it is a Wednesday. Yeah, some morning I get a few hundred people in here. But that's all right. Some slow mornings are nice. Let's see, are there any other additional sales today? I don't think so. Just that one going off to Wisconsin and that other order we have. Oh, eBay is playing its games again. Right on, Arsman. I'm headed out before too long. I'll probably be on for a little bit longer as I finish up some work here. Gotta head off and do some work myself. Answer a few more questions if I can. Wish everybody a happy Constitution Day. Oh my god, eBay does suck. Oh my god. 13.6% to 30% of the sale goes to eBay. Like, there's a reason sellers don't like selling on eBay. It's just a platform that buyers won't stop using, unfortunately. Oh yeah, absolutely. 13.6% if you don't advertise. If you advertise, up to 30%. And of course, if you're trying to beat out competition, you have to advertise. So, you know, like if you're selling a slide for 100, eBay could take 30 of that. And more if let's say if you're paying for shipping to try and beat out competition, like, yeah, we'll cover shipping. So for $100 slide, you maybe made $60. And then you still have your overhead back at your business. You got to pay employees, you got to pay the electrical bill, you got to pay for end mills and coolant, Cerakote. But eBay's been around so long, people trust it. And I've even had customers tell me they just really like eBay, and even though we have a website, they will use eBay to buy our slides and not our website. I'm just like, our website takes like 4% and some fees every month. Like, please use the website. uh, which is why all of our sales are, of course, on the website. But trying to encourage people to go there. Man, it got bad when they were banning certain color listings. So, for example, we have a color called Sniper Gray, and eBay does not like the word sniper. And we had a color called Bazooka Pink, and eBay does not like the word bazooka, so they kept pulling our listings. And it's not like we came up with the color. Cerakote did. Cerakote said, this is Bazooka Pink, this is, you know, Sig Pink, this is this. And we just want to be accurate. Like, if someone says, hey, what's that color, that purple? I say, this is bright purple. It's an H-series Cerakote. And if I pull up the number, this one here's gold. It is an H-series Cerakote. It is gold 122. We list it as what it is so customers can color match. I'm getting some strange feedback. How about the rest of you? Okay, let's try that. Let's see if that fixed it. Nope, I've got some sort of feedback because I'm using my phone. Interesting. Well, that's not fun. No, not the fan. It's the phone. This has happened once before, and I might mean something in my phone's starting to go off. But I'm stubborn, and I won't buy a new phone because everything else works perfectly well. Oh, it's starting to die down. Yeah, I'll run a phone into the ground before I buy a new one. I'm not a big fan at how much they cost. What is this? A Galaxy 22, 23, or something like that? Before that, I had like a freaking 12 or a 10. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's died down quite a bit. Yeah, something up with the phone. Focus, what's going on? G23. Yeah. I have not shot this one yet. I do plan to. I did do an unboxing. I have shot this one, 600 rounds through it. That's what's right here, the Wolf X Pro. And I like it. I've dropped it at chest height multiple times on wood, concrete, gravel, dirt. I've smacked it against tables. It's still working just fine. I like Gideon optics too, yeah. I have their Omegas. Well, a friend has the Omega. Terra Tactical, what's going on? He still has the Omega. I'm gonna end up buying another Omega. God damn it. And everyone who's still with us, happy Constitution Day. Happy to have you all here. For all my eBay talk, they are doing one thing that's nice, is if you are selling within their standards, shipping things out on time, they are giving you automatic positive feedback. So that's nice. Because before, you had to rely on the customer giving you positive feedback to improve your rating. And a lot of people, they don't do anything unless they have a negative experience. Yeah, I've heard people say that about Siley, that they're an upcoming Hollow Sun. Same with Gideon. Now, some people crap on it. I get it. Whatever. It's a money thing. People like it's like anybody who wants the newest iPhone. They're like, iPhone is so superior. Not really. It's just simple and easy to use. But it's nowhere near worth the $1,000 plus that they're making people pay for it. It's like there's some really other cool slides out there that are really awesome, but they're not worth some of the price that people are paying for it. It's a name brand money thing. Thank you, Tara. Got our bright purple, gold, space worn, which is a graphite black, shimmer aluminum, our camo, which is a mix of OD green, desert sand, and Glock FDE, hunter orange and graphite black, and Arctic white with some graphite black. Let's see, no additional sales, that's good. Well, not good, but that means I don't have to do any more today. Oh yeah, the silver. And we chose this for a reason. A lot of people keep asking for us to do raw slides, and we won't. We only do raw slides for businesses. So we figured this would be a good compromise to give them kind of that raw look without doing a raw slide. And for some of you that may have seen our Glock 26 photos, as you can see, when a slide is raw and you go to rack, you are going to shred skin from your finger, from your thumb. Yeah, you're going to lose skin. And it's going to hurt. So we don't do raw slides for people because all it's going to take is just one person being an idiot. We are not going to be the next hot coffee McDonald's issue. You know what I mean? Yep, he has the zoom, same model here. Front grip serrations, nice and clean on top. Rear grip, and the optics cut. Oh, in a freaking First Amendment debate about Charlie Kirk with some guy right now. That is just, it's not going away anytime soon, people. And it really shouldn't. Your First Amendment rights are paramount. But it's just something that we're all going to have to go through and deal with and combat in our own ways. And more water. They do. They go 0 to 100 pretty quick. You bought the strip zoom? Oh, right on. Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember. Yeah. There was this quote by some, I guess, social media influencer, Destiny, I think the dude's handle is. And he was saying something to the effect of, you need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events. And of course, you know, that is an attack on the First Amendment. Nobody should be afraid to speak out. Even if it's stuff other people don't agree with, you should never be afraid to go out and speak your mind in public, to profess your political or religious beliefs, or... There's a lot of people I don't agree with in the world. Doesn't mean I want to go see them get murked. And then it devolved into some of the trans hate issues regarding the incident. And to be honest, people did drop the ball on that one. There were some leaks that were mistakes, that they didn't release the correct information or they didn't understand the information, and that led to bias. And I'm fine with criticizing that. That's okay. That's understandable. A bad leak from the ATF led to bad information getting put out there. Yes, that should be criticized. And people should recognize that. So that is a good critique from the opponents. But the reactions from it are still awful. Open carry 99.9% of the time and get some looks from time to time. I used to open carry all the time. And then I transitioned to conceal carrying. And now when I open carry, it's because I'm trying to show off a Stiffler and have a conversation. I've never really paid too much attention to it until now. And I realize as having a social media platform, even for our business, that I need to be more cognizant of some of these issues and some of these people that are saying crazy stuff, which is sometimes mentally taxing. Because I've just got life and other things going on. I don't need to be constantly flooded in it. Got business to help run, got freaking all kinds of stuff. That I think sometimes people are too absorbed in the internet and need to go and touch some grass. I would say a lot of our problems are self-manufactured. We do not have as many problems as other nations. The problems we have are stuff we just invent in our head. Hey, Rebel Spirit, what's going on, man? Hey, I think you reached out to us about something a while back. Send it to us again. We've been getting so many emails. We've been getting kind of bogged down and stuff. So if any of you guys reached out to us to ask us a question or for a collab or something, just reach out to us again. Because there's been so many, and sometimes stuff just gets lost. We're not doing it on purpose, I guarantee you. We're not trying to ignore anybody. A very small business, and sometimes we get flooded. I went through like 400 emails yesterday. A lot of it garbage, but there was like stuff in there that was like, oh crap, we got to get on this, we got to get on that. Honestly, maybe a little bit. So I was a store manager for a number of years, and I understand the customer service aspect of it. But there's a reason I stopped working in customer service up until we started doing this. I then went off and started doing like some basic electrical and started doing freaking security work, and it was real easy, freaking guard shipping containers and, point a weapon at anybody who tries to get behind your fence perimeter. Super simple work. Treated it like the army. But dealing with customers is a mental type of aggravation that I don't think people truly appreciate, especially when it's frontline customer service like box stores and restaurants. The way people treat employees, like the way customers treat employees, is absolutely horrendous. Like you can tell that person has walked around their whole life and never got popped in the mouth. Like their parent never spanked them or punished them or admonished them for their behavior. And I think that is a problem that we have as a nation. We spent 50 to 70 years telling people if you bitch, whine, and moan enough, corporate will just acquiesce and give you your free thing. And it's like, no, 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 no. The customer is right in the matter of taste. So, for example, hey, Pat, if Pat likes this slide, Pat is right. If Pat does not like this slide, Pat is right. But Pat is not right if he says, hey, you should machine it this way and do it this way. Oh, you are not wrong, Rebel. You are not wrong. The customer is not right when it comes to internal company policies and procedures. The customer is absolutely right in what they like. So we need to change that to treat with respect until disrespected. It got delayed, Pat. To my disappointment, it got delayed. Something we got to fix. Thought we were good to go. We were not. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. Slow and steady. We'll get there. I just hope we're there before California. Well, California won't have its issue until July 1st, so we're kind of good there. But I still want it done before the year's end. But you can't rush doing it right. If it's not right, you rushed it, you wasted your time. You can't rush doing it right. Customers right 5% of the time. Like a very common one, and it's just honestly, it's lack of knowledge. The customer's not wrong for thinking this. They'll ask us, hey, can you do this custom slide in like 2 days and like get it shipped out to me? And it's like, no, we can't. Because programming, and then the R&D, the machining, and the testing of that takes longer than 2 days. And then two, our machines aren't set up for it. They're not wrong in asking. They're really not. It's they want something and they want to see if we can do it. And in theory, we could, but we're not set up for it. And it wouldn't be worth our time. If they were ordering 200 or more slides, then it might be worth our time. Just blame the customer. Oh, God. See, the weird thing about customer service with firearms is sometimes the issue is the customer's fault. But how do you tell them that without offending them is the issue. Like, for example, we've had customers show us videos, and they're like, hey, why can't I get it to run right? And they're literally limp wristing it. Instead of a firm hand, it's like, eh, and then bang, bang, eh. And it's like, buddy, you need to work on form. Oh, actually, we've been debating on getting a cricket, but we don't have one, so I couldn't recommend which vinyl yet. We've been debating getting one, though, just so we can do our own stickers and stuff. Yes, and we've actually told people, like, we don't need your business. And they've gotten, like, this shocked deer in headlights look. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, the way you have treated us, the way that you have behaved, we do not need your business. There is a line that we will not subject ourselves to. Like, you are not ordering enough to make it worth it for us. Like, I've got clients that order 100 slides, 500 slides. Like, your 2 slides is not worth the behavior that you're giving me. Like, would I like your business? Yes, but it also comes with a modicum of respect. Yeah, when I was a store manager, I had to explain this to a brand new 16-year-old girl working her first time, that you can't trust your customers. And sure enough, her first week on the job, a customer stole from her. And then she was on the hook for like $200 because she turned around, she was trusting, the customer leaned over and stole items that she was responsible for, and we saw it on the camera. And then that customer came back, and we let her order, and we called the cops, and we had her arrested in the store. I was like, you don't trust your customers ever. Like, you're going to have great, amazing customers. There's going to be that top 1% of customers who are awesome. They come in every day. They're super friendly. They're great to work with. You know, but there is always going to be someone looking to take advantage of a deal, take advantage of a situation. You've got to protect you, and you've got to protect your business. It's the unfortunate way of things. Like, here's a good example of one. We do a sale. Like, we have a slide that's, say, 150, and then we drop it. Hey, we're doing a sale. We're dropping it to 125. We will still have someone say, yeah, but could you do 70? Not like, hey, could you do 115 instead of 125? Can you do 70? There's always going to be someone willing to take that mile. True in Sig's case, it's always the customer's fault. God. The market has protected the customer for not doing their own homework. Like customers will see a product, think it's one thing, and buy it without looking into it. Then when it's not what they expect, yes, absolutely. A prime example of this is, I don't know if any of you guys know Ross Dress for Less. Their customers will walk in, buy a crap ton of stuff, and then the very next day come and do returns, or a week or two later come and do returns. I have never gone into a store and bought that much stuff and needed to return it. Like, I know what I'm buying, especially if it's clothing and if they have a fitting room. Like, I see clothing and stuff get returned all the time, and it's insane. Like, if you're returning things all the time, you're just a bad customer. You don't know what you want, you're indecisive, you've got your own internal problems. And you're probably not fun to deal with from a cashier perspective. Yes, learning to say no is incredibly important. I had to say no to a guy yesterday. He's like, hey, can you do this without shipping? I was like, no. Like, shipping is factored into... Everything's factored into everything. There's a reason things cost a certain way. Everything is factored into your overhead and cost. You need to make a certain line to be profitable. And not just profitable to pay your employees, to pay your bills, to buy tools, to buy steel, to buy Cerakote. Yes, people commonly it's tunnel vision. People do not read. I remember working in a store years ago, and we put up signs outside the store, on the front door, and on 5 different locations off to the area where it was, and then a sign and caution tape on the area where it was, and people would still walk up to it and go, well, why is it, why can't I use this? And those are the people that when there's a panic, when there's a problem, they are the ones that are going to get the most people murked because they have no situational awareness in peace, in regular life. They are going to be the most drain on resources in society because in regular peaceful moments, they are the most unaware. You can also see this with events. For example, say you're going to a concert and you have what's called crowd management, crowd security. And here's a concert, and there's everyone going to the tickets, getting their ticket. Then they go to get enter, go get your bags checked, whatever. Then you have 3 lines for it, but everyone lines up at the first line. And you have people trying to usher them over, saying, hey, no, come over here. Once they're in line, they go full sheeple. They're like, no, I'm in line. I'm in my place. Even though 2 other gates are completely open. I've watched this. Going to concerts and fights and public events. And I've watched people just stay in line, even though there's open gates that will come and check you in. They're in their place. They got their spot. Oh, absolutely. Cost on supplies has gone up. Our steel, that's why our prices have gone up a little bit. Is cost of steel went up, end mills went up. Everything's gone up. We still try to keep them really competitive, but we did have to raise the price slightly. I mean, when everything's 145 to 285, I think we're doing pretty good. That said, we still need to find more contracts. Still got to find more gun shops, vendors, distributors. Got to get more people who want to buy because we can't buy another machine unless we get more contracts. We can't hire more employees. We need to get more contracts. That's the nature of growth. What I would love is to find like 50 small mom and pop gun shops who want to buy like 5 slides every month or 2. That would like get us started on a new project. They don't have to buy a lot. I'd give them dealer pricing, the same as we would for someone buying 100 slides. I'd give mom and pop gun shops at dealer rates. That's what I want. 50 small shops, just 5 slides. Every couple of months. That'd be so awesome. Don't be wrong, love the big vendors too. We got a guy eyeing down 100 slides right now, and it's like that's awesome, but yeah, I think we sent emails off to them. I'll have to check to make sure everything got sent off. I do like a 1 week follow-up. I try not to pester businesses too much with too many emails. I know that gets frustrating to a lot of people. I'd appreciate it, yeah, definitely. If you know anybody. I mean, if they can't do it, totally get that too. And that's a conversation I don't think people understood. Is I had it with them. Is they're like, well, how do you not have the money for this? I'm like, every month we decide what to spend money on, and it's almost always about growing the shop. So like, well, why don't you have merchandise yet? Why don't you have this? And it's like because we haven't allocated the money for it. And I know smaller shops same way. They haven't allocated the funds for something like that. Heck, even if it's only 2 slides, I'd give them dealer rates on it. Because I know some shops, they have limits on what they can do. We are kind of working on a catalog, but mostly just our website would be able to be best. And then we do have a sales sheet that we can send out to them if they want it. Like this link here has everything about us. There we go. Affiliates we work with, websites, stores, social media. And they can do their homework if they want, check out our stuff. YouTube's probably the most active now because Facebook keeps restricting me. And Instagram, I do need to get on there and do some more reels and stuff, but yeah, we did finally get some merch. We do have some shirts now. But it took a while. We didn't or like we also have patches that are getting added to the website, you know. But it took a while to justify the expense. Here we go. We got some shirts. They're nothing fancy. But some people have ordered them already, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, if he's got a lot, I wouldn't expect, you know, he definitely needs his war chest for that. Yeah, he's going to have to fight. I hope he wins. I really do. Let's see. What's our change on prices? Let's see. Starts at 20. Oh, yeah, our shirts aren't bad. 20 to 25. And the shipping should be faster, but we have it listed as 1 to 2 weeks in case we start running low. Then we can order more shirts. We're also planning on getting hats. Like, I know some of you see me on my live with my hat with the patch on it, but we're going to do, like, actually embroidered hats. I will ask, see if ours is good. I like the quality of the shirt. I'll ask them and see if, like, they might be able to do more. They're a local business based in Arizona. That's awesome, D23. We don't rock the boat as hard because we know we're still kind of small, but still try to speak our mind and tell people what's up, and it's just we don't have the war chest for it. Are the shirts stiff? No, they're kind of soft. Flaccid, as it were. We got to. I don't know how we're going to do this. So a Stiffler employee has decided to write his first book, and he wrote it. And I've got a copy here. Hold on. And we thought, I don't know, maybe we'll throw that on the store as like merch. It's not technically, it's not a like affiliated with Stiffler, but we thought about, you know, maybe doing that. Now, I caution you on what I'm about to show you. Do not judge the title and the cover, okay? Don't judge it. That's not what the inside is about. Yeah, the inside is a heavy critique, and he wrote this small 20-page book to basically dump on communism. And his hope is that people who support communism will buy it and then read it. Book bait, yes, exactly. And he did that because he's like, you know what, I got to get one book out. He's like, I got to go write a 20-page piece of crap before he starts on something real. Like, let's see, I'll pick a random... Actually, he's thinking about doing like a giveaway for the first few books because there's spelling errors in 2 spots. So he had to get them republished. Trojan horse style, yes. He's like, he'll just do these giveaways signed. And then the rest will be for sale. But... like, here we go. Here's a quick paragraph. Communism is incompatible with the American governmental structure and founding principles that established the United States and Americans as what they are. The United States was founded on principles and rights such as life, liberty, private property, and though it is often not thought of in this current day, limited government. Not to mention, of course, the personal pursuit of your goals, dreams, and happiness for you and your family. Under communism, one would find that these principles, these rights, are often a lofty dream and not an obtainable goal. So yeah, he makes some good points. It's short, but he's hoping to, you know, Trojan some commies in and get them to buy it. Right on, Armsman. Have a good one. Stay strapped. Stay strapped and clap others. Don't get clapped. I think that's a freaking funny idea. It'll probably get, like, review bombed or something. The author's a liar. There we go. Let's get those put up. All right, I have got to head off to the post office. Got to get this package out. Got to go arm Wisconsin up apparently today. So there we go. All right, I'm going to end it here at, what are we at, an hour and 11 minutes, right on. So thank you all for joining Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into gun slides for the Generation 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17. We're working on the 26 and the 43. We're doing a sale in October, so check out our Glocktober sale when that pops up. We are a veteran-owned and operated business in Arizona. All of our slides are 17.4 stainless steel. All of them come with a Trijicon RMR flat optic cut. All of our cover plates are aluminum, not plastic. So if you like that, check out our website, stifflermanufacturing.com. Links in the description. And as always, stay 2A every day.